And welcome to the North American Invitational of Lacrosse of 2019 here in Onondaga, New York, in a matchup between the New Hampshire War Pigs and Team Hungary. And we are moments away from the ball drop of the opening face-off. My name is David Bowie here, along to bring you on the broadcast here for this game. It's game number 14 of day one of this North American Invitational, where NCAA and international lacrosse stars all around the world here to put on a showcase and hopefully get themselves scouted out to make the National Lacrosse League, as we are just moments away from the opening face-off. And the referees are just getting some spare balls before we start the opening face-off. Team Hungary in the white with red and green trim, and the War Pigs are in the black with yellow and green trim. And a false start is called, so the War Pigs will start off with opening possession of the ball, and here we go. Nick Sampson. He's gonna just walk to the near side. Sidestepping, looking for a pick, he'll get one. Tries to break through, but not much. Centering pass and a shot. That just goes wide of the net. There's a huge cross check from behind. All legal. And Hungary will try to break it out. Now here comes Nguyen. Nguyen trying to break in, but just couldn't corral the ball in time. Billy Nguyen trying to show off his speed early, but couldn't corral the ball in doing so. Katoni. That centering pass, but not quite on the mark for Nick Black, who was going to take the shot, but didn't have the ball in his possession. And we will get a change in possession as Hungary will take over. Hungary in the offensive zone. There's a long shot, it scores! Michael Baggy with a nice sidearm sling puts Hungary on the board 1-0. And already Hungary with their first offensive opportunity, real first opportunity, and they able to capitalize and score on a Brandon Miller. It's 1-0, 13:20 left to go here in the first half. And here at the North American Invitational, there are two 15-minute halves that are played. Minor penalties reduced from 2 minutes to 1 minute, and major penalties reduced from 5 to 3. So very quick lacrosse games. Very fast-paced games because of it. Players have a little bit more energy to spend, and they certainly do so here at the North American Invitational. Here's a chance shot and score! Billy Nguyen gets some redemption from that botched breakaway chance, and able to capitalize and put it home as he slips it through the 5-hole of Brandon Miller, and it's now 2-0. Thanks to Billy Nguyen. Opening face-off. Don't have a winner yet. It's a loose ball in the War Pig zone. This ball still hasn't been scooped up yet. There's a fight for it. Finally, Hungary comes in through. But there's a crease violation. Uh-oh, there's a little bit of extracurricular activities going on between two players. The referee quickly breaks that off. And here come the War Pigs back on the attack. I wonder if that's an homage to Black Sabbath with their name. That is easily saved by Vanden Wilderberg of Hungary. And now Hungary is back in the attack. And Portnoy just gives off a check, absorbs it from Black. That pass intended for Nguyen, just off the mark. And we're going to go back the other way on an over and back. As the War Pigs already find themselves down 2-0. Not even a third way through. Here's a chance over the top and score. Nick Black gets one right back for the War Pigs, going over the top of Vanden Wilderberg. And it is 2-1 in favor of Hungary. But the War Pigs get one back. It was a quick pass right into the slot, all alone. He just picked his point and just got him over the shoulder. Great place to be when you're that close. And now Nguyen trying to corral the ball and try to get it in, but nothing doing on that one. And now the War Pigs in transition. There's a quick shot, and that's going to be patted aside by Vanden Wildenberg. Sampson on the near side. Side steps through. Tries to look for man. Spin move to try to get himself through. Dodging, going through traffic. Gets it out of the point. Shot, low shot. And that's patted away. Another quick opportunity and a crease violation by Katoni will stop that. Hungary now coming back the other way. Baggy will drop it off for his man Delorme. Copen has it on the near side, shuffling through the middle. He takes a shot, and that's saved by Miller. In transition are the War Pigs. Brent Thomas as he now runs up the wing into the middle, into the attacking zone. He'll pass it off to the far side. There's a quick shot and saved by Vanden Wilderberg. He loads up, shot, and that just goes wide. It looks like it went off the left arm of Vanden Wilderberg, and it will be out of play, and it will remain the War Pigs' ball. There's a quick shot, and that hits the bread basket. And now here comes Hungary the other way. It's Kyle Sherrill. He'll get it off to his man, Alex Zieber. Drops off to Copen. Copen with a shot, and that looks like that hit the back of the crossbar. That's going to bounce in the War Pigs' favor. Potential odd man rush, but no, here comes the defense. Quickly on it to prevent any kind of chance. So the War Pigs will slow it down and wait for the rest of the cavalry to come to the field. Kidger fighting through. Stout. Loads it, winds up, waits, tries to dodge through traffic. Now he just retreats, hands it off to another man. Here comes Davis, winds up, shot. Right pad save by Vanden Wilderberg. Here comes a shot, and that's a goal. Jaden Stout with persistence at the point, able to beat Vanden Wildenberg, and that ties it up 2-2. And that was some great patience there by the War Pigs. Just persistence and getting it at the point. Just throw the ball at the net, and hopefully good things will happen. And in this case, it did happen as Jaden Stout gets the goal, and it's now tied 2-2. Tyler Grace in the faceoff zone with George Ronetsky. Face-off is won by the War Pigs. Sampson loads up, and pump fakes, and decides to reconsider it. Goes around, dances around, tries to go through the back, and what a goal by Nick Sampson. What a move to get by the Hungary defense as he shimmies on through, stutter step, juke, and through behind the back to be able to score on Vanden Wildenberg. It's probably one of the prettiest goals I have seen this entire tournament so far. We're only through day one, but we've gone through 13 games already. That was just quite the goal. Wow. I don't know how many more deke moves I can think of that were done on that. It's kind of like playing a video game and mashing every single button to get out every single juke, and it worked with a little trick shot from behind the back. And nonetheless, it's a 3-2 lead for the War Pigs over Hungary, and they have 3 unanswered after being down 2-0. War Pigs back on the attack. There's a loaded shot, and that's going to be saved. That was caught in the inside of Vanden Wildenberg's left pad and kind of rolled out, but it was already whistled dead by the officials. Here comes Billy Nguyen. He'll get it off to his man, Tyler Copen. Copen tried to get it, but it was way wide. Hungary loses the ball, but able to recover it. Delayed penalty call coming up against the War Pigs. Extra attacker is on. That's Franklin being the extra attacker. And that will get the whistle, and we will see what the call is. It's going to be 1 minute minor for holding. Let's just see who the guilty party is going to be for the War Pigs, and that is number 33, Nick Black, who scored one of the goals earlier. Now we'll face a 1 minute minor. Just under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Score 3-2 in favor of the War Pigs over Team Hungary, but Hungary now on the power play. Let's see if they can capitalize with a game-tying goal. Copen, which takes a shot, winds up, and that winds up in the breadbasket of Brandon Miller. Comes Deacon Blue on the far side, going up the wing, just walking in. Gets it off to Sampson, and they're just going to take their time as they should, trying to kill off as much of the penalty as they can. There's 10 seconds left on the shot clock. He'll get off the grace on the near side. Pass to middle, and Sampson's probably going to dump it, and he will as time expires on the shot clock. And Team Hungary will take over, but there is 8 seconds left on the penalty there, so unlikely they'll get a power play goal. And Black leaves the box, just a quick shot, rebound. And that's going to be corralled by the War Pigs in the crease. Breathe a sigh of relief knowing that they've been able to kill off the penalty and end that little threat. Thomas has it up the middle in the attacking zone. He'll drop it off for Catoni. Anthony Catoni, little stutter step, tries to fight his way through. There's a pass, and scored by Thomas. Anthony Catoni draws in some defenders and then hands it off to Brett Thomas, who is able to beat Vanden Wildenberg on the far side. And it is now 4-2 in favor of the War Pigs over Team Hungary. And you can tell that this momentum has shifted in favor of New Hampshire as they were down 2-0 to begin the game in the first few minutes, and all of a sudden come roaring back with 4 unanswered goals here as we're late in the first half. A loose ball, face-off hasn't been won yet by anybody. It's been kicked around by 2 players on separate teams. Now it looks like we're getting illegal touching. I believe it's going to be New Hampshire's ball as the referee was signaling who was going to get possession, but the illegal touching motion. That official who made that motion is currently having a conversation with the scoreboard staff. 2:18 left to go here in the first half. It scores 4-2. War Pigs over Team Hungary. And the officiating crew still going over it with the scoreboard staff. And if you're just joining us here, you're watching the North American Invitational in Onondaga, New York, just south of Syracuse. As players from the NCAA and international circuit come to showcase their skills. Hopefully pad their resume a little bit and get scouted out by NNL scouts. Here comes Black, tried to take a shot, but he was stick checked at the last second to have that ball jarred away. Good job by David Franklin. Oh, that's a huge check into the boards. There's going to be a penalty coming up here against the War Pigs. It's Matthew Wegg who was the one who absorbed the check. And that's number 69, Swanson, who's going to take the 1 minute minor for an illegal body check. So with 1:34 left to go here in the first half, Team Hungary looking to get a power play goal here to kind of cut the deficit down to 1 as they're trailing behind 2. They had the first 2 goals of the game, then coughed up the next 4. So illegal back check is the call of the penalty. Copen, there's a shot. Score! Just what the doctor ordered. Team Hungary capitalizes on their power play opportunity to reduce the lead down to 1. They are still very much in this game as Tyler Copen goes from the point, overhead shot. Able to beat Brandon Miller on that exchange. .32 seconds left to go here in the first half, and Team Hungary wins the face-off draw. Very important. Now the loose ball is picked up by Katoni. Katoni coming in, and that's going to be saved by Vanden Wilderberg. .16 seconds left to go here in the first half. Let's see if Hungary can do something really quick. There's a high shot. That goes high and wide. Franklin tries to pick it up. He will. With 1 second left, there's a quick shot. It's not going to make it in time as time expires the first half. As the New Hampshire War Pigs score 4 straight after being down 2, as they have the lead 4-3 over Team Hungary. But don't go away, as these halves do not last very long at all. Only 2 minutes for a break in the half to have these teams kind of regroup and get themselves back together. And again, if you're just joining us, you're watching the North American Invitational here in Onondaga, New York, where some of the best of the NCAA and international circuit come to showcase their skills and hopefully get scouted by some NNL scouts. And we've had a lot of games so far. This is the 14th game, and this is only day 1 of this tournament. So you can imagine how many games we're going to have to go through for the next couple of days, as this tournament runs from October 10th to October 12th. And my name is David Bowie, and I'll be here along with you for the broadcast, as we are less than a minute away of giving you the second half of the game. And we've seen quite the momentum shifts here between these two teams. Looked like Hungary was starting to come out strong here. Billy Nguyen got the first goal, and Michael Baggy able to get the second one, and it was up 2-0. And then all of a sudden, the War Pigs just come out firing with 4 straight goals. As they've done a great job so far. Brent Thomas, Nick Sampson, Nick Black, and Jaden Stout, the goal scorers for the War Pigs. But Tyler Copen of Hungary able to close the gap a little bit with a power play goal near the latter part of the first half to make it 4-3, and that's where we stand at this point in time, as both teams will switch sides. And Here we go, ready to drop the ball for the opening face-off of the second half. War Pigs 4, Team Hungary 3. And a false start committed by Hungary will give the ball to the War Pigs as they will start their first attack of the second half. Swanson gets it to the far side to Cole Franklin. Direct some traffic, maybe get a pick. He'll get it off to Catoni, who made that brilliant assist earlier. He'll take a low shot, and that'll be saved by Vanden Wildenberg. And it's going to be a slashing call coming up on Hungary. That's going to be against Dylan Portnoy. It'll be a 1-minute minor, call being slashing. So the War Pigs will go back on the power play. And Nick Black will start the attack. See the box formation that Hungary is forming. Over and back, kind of saved, but it's coughed up to Hungary now. One-on-one opportunity. And the Weg will just kind of wait off. There's a chance out in the slot, kind of going through behind the legs, but not quite on the mark. And there's going to be a cross-checking penalty, and it's going to be against the War Pigs. That's Nick Black, the guilty party. And that will end that power play chance. And these penalties go by quick. Even when there's a stoppage of play, the penalty clock is still ticking and ticking. So as right now, it's 7 seconds, but it's still ticking right now. So we're going to get 54 seconds of a power play for the War Pigs. Sorry, Team Hungary. And now Hungary is on the power play for 46 seconds. Out in front in the slot and not quite on the mark for Tanner DeLorme. But Hungary still has the ball. Recovering, 6 seconds left on the shot clock. That's a shot. That's just going to go wide. And it will be an over and back call, and possession will change to the New Hampshire War Pigs. About 15 seconds left here on the penalty to the War Pigs, and they can pretty much kill it off here on this possession. Likely going to hold it as long as they can until the penalty subsides and then go back to even strength. As Davis not really making much of a move, trying to bait his man in. Now he's trying to go in and charge. Now we're back to even strength. Davis, he'll chuck it back. Coming in, here comes the War Pigs shot, score! And Jaden Stout, fresh off the bench after the penalty substitution, able to put the War Pigs on top 5-3. Using his speed to get around and get inside into the slot area. Very hard to stop for Vanden Wildenberg. And it is now 5-3 in favor of the War Pigs. Face-off won by New Hampshire as Jaden Stout picks up the loose ball. Takes a bit of a cross-check, and that's going to be a delayed penalty call. I believe that's going to be against Alex Zieber, number 21 of Hungary. So comes the extra attacker. There's the quick shot. And there goes the whistle. And again, the War Pigs are going to go back on the power play. And it is indeed Alex Zieber, number 21, headed to the box for slashing. Clock is ticking down. It's 10:45 left to go here in the second half. Score is 5-3. War Pigs over Team Hungary. And they're on the power play. They're looking pretty good right now. In a very comfortable position. There's a quick low shot. And that'll be saved by Vanden Wildenberg. Back the other way. Shimon goes up the wing on the near side. Looks for a man. Outlet pass. tries to go from behind the back, and it's saved by Miller. War Pigs back in transition. 24 seconds left on the power play. They have enough time. Kidger. Good enough centering pass. There's a shot by Black, and that's shouldered away by Vanden Wildenberg. Thomas has it on the far side. Pass from behind the net. Only a few seconds left. The penalty tries to reach from behind the back, but it's easily saved and jotted aside. And we're going to get a whistle. I believe it's going to be a hooking call, and that'll be against Kyle Sherrill. Oh, actually, it would just be 1 minute holding, and that's actually against Nick Black. So after killing off a couple penalties, Team Hungary will now go on the power play. Tyler Copen will start the attack. He had the third goal for the team, the power play goal that happened in the latter part of the first period. He winds up, set goes to his backhand, loads up, shot, and that just is wide left. That ball's in the air, kind of like a pop fly. Who's going to get it? The ball's still loose. There's a battle for it. It'll be picked up by Hungary. Open circling around the net, trying to find a way. Now he shoots. That just goes wide. And the shot clock violation runs out. And it will be New Hampshire's ball. Catoni will start with the ball for the War Pigs on the near side wing. Send it all the way back to the point for Sampson. Sampson now walking to the far side. Tries to scrape through, fights off a couple checks, takes a shot, and that's saved by Vanden Wildenberg. Long outlet pass intended for Billy Nguyen, but he can't corral it. We haven't mentioned his name a whole lot in the past few minutes. War Pigs. Oh, shot, and that's saved by Vanden Wildenberg. Homer with the shot. Kyle Sherrill for Hungary. Outlet passes. Here's a quick shot. And I almost thought that went in, but apparently it was shouldered away and kept out by Brandon Miller. Still a 5-3 game here as we are halfway through the second half. War Pigs up by 2, and they have the ball. Jaden Stout thinks about it. Gets it off to Kidger. Kidger with a shot, and it's easily patted down by Vanden Wildenberg. Now back the other way, it's Alex Zieber. Gets it to David Franklin. Back to Tyler Copen. Last goal scorer for Hungary. Copen waits. Gets it to Nguyen. There's a long shot by Zieber, and that's just way wide, but recovered by Hungary. There's another shot. That also goes wide the other way. And Nguyen will pick it up. Nguyen will just take a last-ditch effort shot as the shot clock runs out. Now there's a long outlet pass coming back the other way. One-on-one chance. There's a shot and saved by Vanden Wildenberg. Fred Thomas with a shot on that one on the outlet pass. Centering pass. Here's a shot, and that's shouldered away by Vanden Wildenberg. He's been hot the last couple of minutes here, making some great saves. There's a low shot that just goes wide. Delayed penalty call coming up against Team Hungary. And that's going to be Matthew Weg is going to be in the box for checking from behind.
1 minute, checking from behind.
And Weg actually coming off from the bench into the penalty box as he was going off in transition. Nonetheless, a very hurting situation for the Team Hungary. They're down by 2. 5:30 left to go here in the second half, and they are serving a penalty. Tony couldn't handle the pass, but it is picked up by Thomas. Thomas is in the far side corner. He dishes out. There's a quick laser shot. And Van Wildenberg just shuts the door, able to close his legs very quickly to make that stop. Great reaction from him to make that save. In transition the other way comes Hungary. Baggy gets to a man on the near side. That's Rosenberski. Rosenberski going around the net. Now he shovels through and then looks like it's going to be no goal. And there's going to be an interference call. Is that going against Rosenberski? It looks like it is. And it's going to be goaltender interference. And that clarifies things up a little bit more, not just a regular interference call. Looks like that happened when he was trying to go in on that diving shot. So again, we're seeing the Warpigs go back on the power play, and even if it doesn't render effective, it's more time shaved off, especially when they have a 2-goal lead. Oh, and there's a sandwich on Matthew Wegg, but he shrugs that off as if it was nothing. And now he's getting hit again, and he almost hits into the bench. Was able to get it off to his man before that happens. A little bit of exchange of words and maybe a little bit of hands as well as players go back to the bench. A little bit physical there in those last 15 seconds. Coben being double teamed in the offensive zone. He'll lose that puck, and Thomas of the Warpigs will corral it. Now makes a long outlet pass, but just overshoots his man. Jaden Stout, the intended man to receive that ball, but not quite there. Hungary back the other way. 5 seconds left in their penalty, and now they'll get back to even strength, which is what they need right now. Rosenberski's now back, and he's got the ball on the near side, on the far side. Loads up, low shot, that just goes wide. Ball's popped up in the air, picked up by Hungary. And the shot clock violation will run out as the goalie did not make contact with that shot, thus not resetting the ball. Here comes Kidger trying to sneak in from the near side wing. Gets caught, decides to retreat. Kidger kind of rolls around, and he's just going to pass it back to his man, Swanson. Kidger, who has it in the slide. He decides to just nonchalantly just shoot that ball since no one was touching him. And it'll be corralled up by Vanden Wildenberg. Almost a loose ball. Great forechecking by Thomas. Able to force the turnover. Now Katoni has a chance. All alone, Katoni. Fakes. Oh, and it's a save by Vanden Wildenberg. Able to stay with Katoni step for step and not fall for any of the fakes. And timeout will be called. And the Warpigs will call that timeout with 1:54 left to go here in the second half. The Warpigs up by 2. They've called the timeout maybe to give themselves a little bit of a breather as Hungary was trying to come in hard. However, give credit to Brandon Miller, who's been fantastic in net, not allowing a single goal here in the second half. Also credit the defense of the Warpigs, not really giving great opportunities either for Team Hungary, as they've had to resort to a lot of trick shots to really get themselves with shots on net. But nonetheless, it has been a low-scoring affair. Only one goal this half. That's scored by the Warpigs. Play will resume, 5-3 the score. Warpigs over Team Hungary with 1:54 left to go here in the second half. My name is David Bowie, and you're watching the North American Invitational here on Onondaga, New York. The referee's just sorting out something. I think it has something to do with the clock. I believe they're adjusting the shot clock. Here comes the War Pigs. Your side. Pass, a little bit errant. As Sampson couldn't handle it, but now he picks up the ball, tries to take a shot, and that's going to be saved. Tries a desperation heave, but not quite on the mark, and Vanden Wildenberg able to get it. Now a long outlet pass back the other way for Portnoy. He'll just slow things up. Not sure if that's the best course of action considering how much time is left. And now possession will go into the War Pigs. Much to the dismay of Team Hungary, this is not what they need right now, especially wanting to mount this comeback here with less than 1 minute and 20 seconds left to go. Shot that just goes high and wide. It will be collected by the War Pigs. The clock, however, does not reset. Loose ball, and Vanden Wildenberg trying to trap that with his big stick, and he'll do so. He's trying to go for the home run pass, long pass. It'll be easily collected up by Miller. 48 seconds left to go. War Pigs have possession and enjoy a 2-goal lead. They should be well on their way to a victory, but we've seen stranger things, and that errant pass goes into the War Pigs bench. So there's a break for Team Hungary, but is it too little too late? Billy Nguyen, who scored the team's first goal, starts the outlet pass to Tyler Cope. He scored the team's last goal. They haven't scored any in this half. 27 seconds left, not a lot of time. Turns around, fires, and that bounces high and wide. Will not go with the over and back, but there's 10 seconds left on the shot clock, so they've got to be quick. Tries to outlet pass it. That ball just trickles right into Brandon Miller. And there's a delayed penalty call coming up. It's going to be against Team Hungary. Some slashing and thwacking going on. And it's going to be a high sticking call against Hungary, and that should pretty much dagger it as Tyler Copen goes to the box. But it's 5.8 seconds left to go in the second half, and War Pigs have the ball. And they're going to go for a final shot before the clock expires. Vanden Wildenberg makes the save, but the New Hampshire War Pigs get the victory 5-3 in an excellent defensive effort and goaltending in the second half to virtually shut out Team Hungary. And they will move on with a victory here in game number 14 of the day. The War Pigs being down 2-0, score 4 goals, letting in 1, but score only 1 goal in the second half. But that is all they needed, and they get the 5-3 victory over Team Hungary. My name is David Boone, and you're watching the North American Invitational. Coming up will be our next game, and will be against Music City and the Cleveland Demons, so don't go away. We'll be right back, and thank you for joining us on the broadcast of this game.